Okay, cool. Alright guys, just for anybody who's just joining us now, what I'm doing right now is I'm resetting the live stream right now. It should be a lot better already for you guys. I'm just doing a quality check on my end. There we go, sweet, we're showing up as live. Hell yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah, okay.
Long.
Okay.
Leave it.
That way there's no feedback. Alright guys. So
Oh shit, you jumped this. Okay.
I'm gonna wait until I can visually see where
So is that 3 seconds late?
Yeah, it's late. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
It's fine. No, remember this is that it's still streaming. So good. All right, cool. Where we picked off?
I finished telling about my little catch up.
Yeah, just talked about your little catch up and where we basically. Oh yeah, I just thanked you about your story and how you kind of and how my different friends and why I invite you guys onto the channel, why I invite Christian, the anime Saint Seiya over there, and that was really, it's a masterpiece. It's something that even though I've never watched it, I can appreciate that people have, and it's really good that people do continue to watch this. And okay, but let's go ahead and get forward to the main topic today. The main topic of today is it's just throwing me off so much. Like the fact that we had this technical difficulties to start. I apologize, guys, but we'll try to keep it going. So if you guys want to see how Jose and his original speech about how he started anime and what where his relationship was with anime now, please I recommend you, this Twitch is probably going to show this up in like 3 different segments, like a 1-minute segment and then the 5-minute segment and then whatever this is going to be. Please watch the 5-ish minute segment on Jose's little speech over there. It's worth watching and probably will get you a lot of context about what's about to happen. So okay, so in the meat of the questions for today's episode, which is Fringe, let me give you first of all the definition so you guys don't crucify me in the comments. When I mean by Fringe anime, it's not like a literal like a I guess trope or a type of anime, like like a slice of life or shonen or romance or battle, like one of those genres. Per se, it's more so something like like, oh, this didn't get the love or support that it needed, or this didn't get the its time in the sun, or this didn't get it's a, I guess it's a synonym that you could use would be like underrated, but I feel like the word underrated is so overused.
Yeah, overrated.
Overrated. And so that's really what it comes down to. And I wanted to, so let's go ahead and go on with the topic. We've each prepared as per usual on this segment 3 different animes that were like our top 3 of this genre and what we are going to be discussing today. We've done a little bit of refresher on it to kind of make sure that we're not just having to look at our phones and kill 30 minutes of the video and be like, oh yeah, this is what it was and that stuff. I learned my lesson, guys. Trust me. From the very first, we've come a long way. I don't feel that way because we fucked up so hard in the beginning right now, but we've come a long way since the original debut of this podcast with Christian. But that was still one of my favorite things to film ever. So
Yeah.
and even more so now that I have Jose back on the channel. So I guess my next question to you, Jose, is now that we have a little bit of background about what your anime experience is what are your top 3 Fringe animes? Just like last time, it's gonna go you. You're gonna do your number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do my number 1. You're gonna do your number 2. I'm gonna do your number 2. You're gonna do number 3. I want to do number 3.
So for number 1, do you mean like the top number 1, or do you mean like the first one?
Yeah, the first one.
Okay.
It can be in these can be in no particular order. If he wants to save the best for last, that's what you can do. I'm probably gonna end up saving the best for last in this way, just because I'm more. I'll definitely want to go more at length with the last one, and mainly because it's fresher in my head, and I want to talk to you guys about it, and it's gonna be really cool. So, let's go ahead and start with number 1. Jose, go ahead and be so kind as to first, when talking about this anime, first of all, what's its name? And where can people watch it, and like a brief synopsis of the anime, and what makes it special to you, like what truly makes it like Fringe worthy, something that didn't get love but should.
So I guess the first one would be Blood Sea. So Blood Sea is more of a, it's not really like a, like the main head, let's go on an adventure, this and that. It's a very gory anime. I can tell you that it's very gory. Not berserker gory, but it's very gory, and it's really cool because the story about it is that you follow this girl named Saya, and so she's actually the daughter of the shrine owner, which is her dad, and her whole pretty much synopsis is she holds a legendary blade that actually is used to kill demons, and that pretty much try to kill humans in the little city or town that she lives in. And so the thing about it though is that though she's the next one in line to take care of the demons, she's actually scared of seeing blood. So she's very scared of seeing blood, and so whenever she sees blood, she faints and she feels weak. So it's funny. However, there are times that whenever there is too much danger, she will turn, pretty much her eyes will change to like, demon or cat-like eyes, and then she'll go OP and then find the, weak spot of the demon and kill it, slice off the hands, whatever, you do. And, pretty much all this, you go through her, she's trying to be a normal girl, going to high school and everything. However, the demons also go and actually kill, I think, there's an episode where a monster actually kills, I think, her whole class. And I think only one other person survives. Or a few, actually I think like 3 or 4 survive. But they get killed later on. So, but what's it called? It's pretty crazy, and the craziest thing is, it's later on that she finds out that her dad is actually a demon too. So there's a little plot twist there. You don't know it later. But other than that, it's really cool. It has a little kind of like backstory about shrines and the protection they provide. But it's the demons are really crazy to think about. Then later on you find out the reason why they're invading and all that stuff. And I'll let you guys find that out. But it's a really good anime. A lot of people do see it, and it was popular in the beginning, but it just died. And so I would recommend seeing it. So the title is Blood Sea. Of course, they do C capital. I don't know where they would stream it. I'm guessing Crunchyroll. I can't guarantee you because I saw it on TV. It was late night on what's it called, Adult Swim.
Do you think they would have it on like something like 123 or a
I'm
Kiss
pretty sure they
Anime?
would have it on 123 anime or Kick-Ass Anime. Oh, obviously they have a giant library.
Manny's favorite.
But it's anime on a budget. That's what it is. And so, but yeah, it's really good. I recommend it. It's again, if you're not faint of heart of seeing, organs and blood and people dying, then don't watch it. But it's still pretty good. I would really recommend it. I like it.
Okay, thank you. See, having different opinions and different I guess point of views. I'm trying to find the correct verbiage for this. Forgive me if I fall short on that aspect. But having different points of view on this is super important. I feel like Jose, because he's has a little bit stronger stomach when it comes to some of the more gory stuff or some of the more stuff that would have a counselor call your parents the next morning. What do you call it? No, I'll just go stuck with him. But that is why his nickname is Jigsaw. But if any of you were wondering about the Legacy Lounge episode, why that was that, and he's hard to play against.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But let me go ahead and get
some.
Vespers for terrorists. Emotional
It's
terrorists.
really good.
So let me go. Okay, so my the title for mine is really it's kind of cheating because it's actually 3 animes in one. But it's just the Wagnaria series, or the Working, exclamation point, exclamation 2 exclamation points, and exclamation 3 exclamation points.
Is it the restaurant one?
Yeah,
I only saw like 2 episodes. That was it.
And let me explain to you guys why it's so good. And first of all, reason number 1 before we get started, why some of you might remember Croc, my mod for this channel. He actually took the time out of his day when we were chilling back when we were in high school when this anime originally appeared. So this was almost a decade ago. To actually watch the series with me, and he actually found it quite interesting. So it was that's definitely something that you can take for granted. So it's not just me giving you take my word for it. This is actually something that's been someone with a different point of view also like this. But the reason why it's Fringe, I could tell you, is kind of because it doesn't really have a home in slice of life and romance. It kind of blurs. And you're gonna sound me like, but that's how it always is in slice of life. There's always a love interest. I'm like, yes and no. Like what I mean in this one, it's not. It doesn't really make you feel. It doesn't really make the romance between the 2 main characters, because Wagnaria is a lot like. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Cloud Atlas. I know this is a non-anime reference, but basically, it's a movie about different stories about different people happening all at the same time. And it kind of just shows you. It's a lot like the second Lord of the Rings.
That's true.
Just like 2 different things going wrong, and so you have a love story with side characters going on. You have a love story with the main character. What you don't know is going to end up being a love story until the very end, between the main character and the main girl, and you have kind of a mentorship going on with the main main character, who's like a nerd, and he's just trying to work this part-time job to help get him some extra money, and he's working with 3 physically abusive 3 physically abusive older sisters and 1 perfect little sister. That's fantastic. Only thing is, sometimes in life, the good things end up, making yourself look not that less than stellar. Mm-hmm. And so this sister is taller than our main character. Is more sufficient, can cook, clean, and do all this stuff. The main character, and she's only in elementary school.
I mean, when you think about it nowadays, that's how it is.
And so,
I think most schools already know calculus, and when I was learning algebra too by then.
And so, he not only has downward pressure by his successful older sisters, but he has this upward pressure that he's facing of his younger sister already kind of gnawing at his heels already from a young age. and that's just kind of in the background, and that develops more and more in the story as time goes on. And I feel like a lot of people miss that because that really doesn't get added to the story until like the end of season 1, and then it talks about it more in season 2, and then finishes up in season 3, which is cool. Like the cool thing about this recommendation is it was at least it got enough support financially to where it could actually have a third season. So that's enough. If anything, that should be enough for you to actually take a crack at it. Because I know the worst thing you can do personally, and trust me, I experience this more than anyone, especially with Classroom Elite. We will leave.
That's your fault.
That's
your fault.
Is running into this.
Oh no.
I might just have to.
Play the video then.
Classroom Elite. So the quality check doesn't seem to.
There we go. Now it's back on. Oh no, it's.
Oh no, it never stopped. We're good.
Right.
It's just, it's the Wi-Fi.
And then there we go. There's the chat.
All right, cool. There we go. Things are fine. We just, unfortunately, our quality check is on the shitty thing that we just had to stop. Damn it! This is probably fixed.
I didn't say you try to use mine. Nothing?
Got a box to the rescue. Let's go to it. Hey.
I think it's just the internet can't catch up. That's it.
So, continuing on this, I just want to make sure that we are Gucci.
Yeah, so it's still recording.
Still recording, yeah.
It's still recording. It's just the TV, I guess this computer can't keep up with it because
the Wi-Fi is
the
shit.
Wi-Fi is shit.
I hate how perfect. I want to just burn this copy and start over, but no, we can't do it. We can't.
Just reset, refresh it,
okay.
And it should be fine. I mean, we can just continue.
Okay.
So customer delete, that's your fault.
Constantly, yeah, that's my fault. But it is not really my fault. It
is. I just. So here's what happened. No. So here's what happened. So I saw customer delete months ago, and so he's eating lunch, and then I go make my lunch. And as I go make my lunch, I'm like, "Hey, are you watching Customer of the Elite?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh, too bad there's no season 2." And he's like, "There is season 2. There's all the way up to season 3." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? There hasn't been an announcement." And he's all like, "Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll." And so I log into the Crunchyroll, and it does say 3 seasons. However, it stops at first season episode 12. So it got updated or something. And it says that there are 3 seasons, but there's actually only 1. And then he looked it up to make sure, because he thought, no, I'm lying. He looked it up, and that's for sure, yeah. That's literally what happened. There's only 1 season. There was enough support for it. So now there is. So season 2 should be coming out this month. But that's your fault.
You don't mind?
No. Sure. That's your fault.
Okay, no, but in order to save whatever interest any of you have in continue watching this episode, God forbid, after what I'm putting you through right now, I really want. Let's go ahead and finish the Wagnaria thing. So Wagnaria, so it doesn't really. Our main character doesn't really delve into his sister's struggles until about the 2nd season or the end of 1st season, and it really is becoming like an important part of it, because you got to see how the physical bullying and psychological bullying from some of his sisters kind of shapes him into the person he is, and actually comes in the clutch and helps him kind of, I don't want to say groom, because groom has negative connotations to it, but I would say like kind of shape his relationship, what was going to end up being his girlfriend at the very end. Because very important note to the whole thing is that the main heroine of this story that ends up being his girlfriend is actually has man phobia. So like hates everything about men, and that stimulates from a past traumatic thing. It wasn't like anything rapey or anything, but it was her dad had kind of instilled the fear of men into the daughter so strongly that even her daughter didn't want to see him, and so whenever she sees any man, she gets superhuman strength and punches the shit out. And so that becomes a recurring joke and theme in this show, where she'll see like the cooks and the people that she gets along with, and they all have to work different shifts than her, because God forbid they come in contact with her during the shift and they get clocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
So,
My gosh.
And so there are also some funny themes of the show, kind of like tropes, I guess you say. Like there's a lazy runaway girl that comes in and stays with them, and she gets adopted by the manager of the restaurant. There's the main character is also really, I guess you could say, not that bright, and so it's a good thing that our hero is so smart and kind of nerdy, so to help her out and to kind of teach her both academically and kind of show her like how to approach men in general. And then for those of you who care to know, so Wagnaria has a different series, kind of a spin-off show, like what the Family Guy and the Cleveland Show are. They have, I think it's called Always Working, but basically or Still Working, and it's basically the same universe, but a different restaurant. Or it could be just like after. And so it's kind of refreshing seeing like the same kind of slice of life, mundane types of things, but with different characters, fresh perspectives. And I encourage you to watch that one if you guys haven't. It's a lot of fun. So okay, so
The second.
and something you might notice from the difference between this stream and last one that we did with Manny, that and with Christian, I took it seriously. These are all the serious recommendations that I give you guys. Only one of these is, I guess you could say, gonna be a ecchi. I know the whole thing about like channel is like sometimes I can be like a man of culture and stuff like that, but I also feel like there's more than one dimension to the anime that like, trust me guys, and I kind of want to show that off today too. So this one is more comedy slice of life anime that you're gonna like. I hope, and give it a try. Once again, the title is Wagnaria, or Working in English. Some seasons 1 through 3 are the only difference is just having one exclamation mark 2 or 3 after the title. It has a spin-off which I do recommend you guys watch, and you can find it on Crunchyroll and what used to be Funimation, but now that's Crunchyroll now.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It doesn't exist anymore.
For Funimation.
I know, rip. It's okay. I had a Crunchyroll the entire time, so for reality it doesn't change much for me. But I did use Funimation for the English dubs on a few of them that I liked, and so there's that.
Yeah.
Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get to number 2 for Jose. So Jose, go ahead and enlighten us about what kind of what's your number 2?
So I might get lashback. Not really lashback, but more like weirdness about it. So the second one that I really like so far recently, but I guess it's up there, like I said, under top 10, would be Beastars. So Beastars is a very, very, actually it's very interesting, because I know a lot of people, of course, obviously, people say, hey, it's what's it called, a bunny trying to fuck a wolf, or a wolf trying to fuck a bunny.
It's adult Zootopia, as our friend.
It's not really, but pretty much it's the at first it's like that, where you think that the wolf is trying to fuck the bunny, but other than that, later on you find out that it's not that he actually just wants to be there. He's actually a very calm wolf, because in this world it's about predators and prey living together, like in Zootopia. And so in this one though, there are like mafia bosses and gangs that actually are about predators, and they actually bring some of the prey and actually kill them, which is pretty crazy because there's actually a scene that shows some blood on it. But pretty much the show, I would say, is very good. The wolf, which I always forget the name. It's not that hard to remember, luckily. But this guy, so Legoshi, because I always forget that name. Him and the girl named Haru actually become very close friends. However, the crazy thing about this is that the third character, which is pretty much the top three, the other character is Lewis, which is actually a deer, and he's the most popular guy in the school. He's the talent, the smarts, the what else? The potential that he's. So if you mess with him, you're messing with the school or whatever.
Like me in high school.
So, but the thing is that the craziest thing is that for a person being that, like, talentful and everything, I don't think talentful is the word, but for a person that has that much talent and also, like, is popular, the Legoshi, he actually pretty much is just a I say, was it the site, the guy that takes care of in drama class the ropes and everything. I guess the site, not the site study, the
Understudy?
no, not understudy. Well, he does become an understudy. But what's it called?
He's the prop guy.
He's a prop guy. He's the one that gives the props, the ropes. He's the mechanic, I guess. I'm gonna say mechanic. He takes care of all that and all.
He gives me props, right? He goes like, my guy.
I used to be. But he's actually really cool because he's very calm. And for a wolf, people think like, oh my gosh, he's a giant gray wolf that he's gonna fucking rip your arm off and stuff. But then he's very calm because he actually doesn't feel like he should eat prey. However, as you go on and on, you find out that some of these other prey students or predator students, the way that they are able to go on with life without craving the prey and everything to eat them and devour them, it's actually pretty crazy because one of the students, which is a tiger, the way he goes through life without craving the meat is actually he has a little vial of blood from a prey, and that he takes everywhere. And so every once in a while when he gets, I guess, the itch, he would take a little sip, and that will calm him down for the day. So it's kind of like sadistic, it's like people with the and so but as you continue, he finds out that not only does he just want to be friends with this bunny, Haru, but he actually wants to, like, of course, get into a relationship with her, but naturally, friendship, and then build it up, which is, again, weird. And her, because she never thought of it that way, she always thought, ever since she was younger, she, would be having sex with multiple animals and stuff, and that's all that they thought of. And so it's a little bit adultish, but in the end, it gets crazy. He actually does so much to at least protect her because she gets kidnapped. And season 2 is out. I haven't watched it, but all I know is that it gets intense. And like I said, the story wise is really good. At first, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, it's really adult, and like, oh, oof, what did I get into? I hope nobody thinks I'm, into this stuff. But but it's a really good story. It's really good. So, like, everybody always said, like, oh, you watch Beastars, you must be into animals. And it's like, no, it's just the story is actually pretty good. So, and for example, there's some other animes, like, what's it called? Was it I get resurrected as a slime?
Yeah.
So that one has, like, non-human people and all that stuff. It's like almost the same thing, like you're a fucking orc, or you're fucking elf or troll, whatever. You know.
I guess, no, okay, before we go dig themselves into it, deeper into that hole, I do want to defend my buddy Jose, in a way, because I have seen a little bit just because of simply because we're roommates, and I can say that all stigma aside, it does present a great story. Genuinely speaking, it is if you really take away some of your like, I guess your judge high horse glasses, and you're like, okay, let me give this a fair shot. What it basically boils down to is if once you can see how really psychologically damaging the bunny is to the main character, and his inability to kind of separate from her because he feels like he can almost like change her a little bit or kind of be part of her world when reality is um, he's still struggling to figure out how to live in the society they live now, and that presents kind of a really cool challenge, the whole thing around, and obviously we can't spoil anything for you.
Think of it like if you're watching an anime and where you actually talk to the quiet kid, though he doesn't do anything crazy. You actually talk to the quiet kid and you find out that it's weird for them because they've never had friends or something like that. It's a really good anime. I recommend it. You will give you bad eyes in the beginning because it starts that way, but as you continue on, it's really good. The story's really good. You kind of feel sad for the guy, and you kind of pretty much want to know what's going on or what's gonna happen next. Yeah, I mean, if you catch up to it on season 1, watch season 2. I haven't watched season 2 yet, so I have to watch season 2. But it's a big recommendation. A lot of people have said that, oh, it was weird. Why would people watch this? And I guess because people actually gave it a shot, they got enough funding to make a season 2. So,
which is exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Like,
so that's
shows that barely made it.
Weird animes might be weird, but eventually when you get into it, it's pretty good. And so. This one is mainly a Netflix special, so if you have Netflix, there you go for it. So for once, it's not a Crunchyroll, but so it's really good. It's on Netflix, BeStars, and yeah, it's something. Be amazed, I would say. Be amazed. So make sure for the first few episodes, watch it alone. Then
it's definitely not safe for work. NSFW.
And it's not really like bad NFFW, but it's more like lewd. So you don't want to have your parents or siblings and all that walk in and be like, "What's that?" And then you'll be like, "It's just cartoons and all that stuff."
That one meme is like anime when nobody's home, and it's just like normal people talking.
Yeah.
And anime when your parents walk in.
Yeah, it's just like erotic, and you're like, "Damn it." It's like they know, or they wait by the door, like, aha. But yeah. So that's my other recommendation. So.
Okay. Let me go. Let me also cap off what he said because he didn't touch on it. Just said it's important. I think to truly grasp and understand BeStars is that the whole intention is you're supposed to view it as if he mentioned like slipping the blood and stuff like that. It's supposed to have you think of cannibalism. Because there's a scene where they have to eat a finger of a certain animal, and it kind of looks very like a human hand, and it kind of like brings you back into that headspace of where you stop looking at these like as creatures like furries, and more like just as people.
Well, these would even be close to furries, but
yeah.
But it's much more. It has some crazy psychotic thinking that this world is, again, Zootopia. Like saying Zootopia just touched the tip.
It's a literal dog eat dog word. No pun intended.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my second.
Okay. So unlike his thing, mine is definitely not safe for work. This one is going to be highly ecchi, and I know for a fact that my friend Manny has also seen a bit of this next one.
Is it the one I think it is?
It should be. The whole point is that it hasn't gotten a lot of views, but this one I haven't talked about on the channel already, which I pride myself on this little podcast that we're doing right now, that we're trying to keep it, fresh stuff. I'm not just finding an excuse to throw the same animes at you over and over again. So this one is going to be the first time I brought this up on this channel. It's one called "Why Are You Here, Sensei?" And
whoa.
and so the whole point of this animal, first of all, you can find this on Crunchyroll. It is ecchi and not porn ecchi. That's why it's on Crunchyroll. It's what separates us from the perverts.
The men from the perverts.
The hentais from the connoisseurs.
Oh my gosh.
It says that as he's holding the hentai book.
Oh my god.
Okay, but no, in all seriousness, so with the story starts general synopsis. The story starts with a guy. He's very similar to, I guess you could say, a hardworking main character. Not insanely bright, but he's not dumb either. And so he's like average.
Average, there you go.
I wouldn't say he's as Chad as like Hachiman, if maybe you've watched that, but he's definitely like, he's not a simp basically. And so he's going through his usual high school life, and then but he lives in a rural part of Japan. And so after taking like 3 buses and something to get back to his farm house, he realizes that one day his sensei happens to be in his house, which is the beginning of the show. I was like, "Why are you here, sensei?" He learns that apparently his sensei, growing up as a kid, used to come over to his mom's house, as a kid, and she, her mom essentially was like the sensei or like a senpai to the sensei.
So okay.
And so it's kind of it all does a full circle. And so now, as you can imagine, in Japanese culture and also to Mexican culture too, there's this huge stigma about women when they start approaching the age of 30 to, buckle down, get married, have kids and stuff like that. The biological clock starts ticking. And so she's aware of that, and everybody at school, including our main character, knows that this sensei is an ice princess. That's a term that's used in most animes as somebody who's like, or ice queen, as somebody who's like very cold to everybody else, like doesn't show any emotions, like kind of a hard ass sensei.
Yeah.
But the second she starts interacting with our main character's mom, she becomes like putty. She starts crying. She starts acting very feminine.
She has that mask out in public, but when she takes it off, okay, I get it.
Yeah, and so she also, the main character has a younger sister that she had, I guess, like almost 10 years apart, and so from our main character, and so when our main character gets home, he sees the sensei playing with the younger sister and having a blast, and be like, "Oh, why can't I have a man? Kid yet?" And stuff like that. And so she starts interacting more and more with our main character, and it turns out that they have a lot more in common and stuff like that. But everything I just spoke to is literally 1/4 of the anime, because this anime, like the previous one I mentioned earlier, has different stuff happening at different times. So at the very same time that all this is happening, you have 3 other students who just happen to be friends of the main student, also find different senseis around the school.
The same thing.
And do meet up. One is a Shota, which is like a younger looking kid with a much more like tomboyish, masculine, dark skinned PE teacher. Sensei that they were childhood friends growing up, and they end up dating. There's this like freaking, I don't know if you guys watched I think it's like 5th gen Yu-Gi-Oh, but like there's a guy by the name of Gonzaga, and he only uses like a normal type cards, and he like has a very deep voice, and he goes like draw, and it shatters the earth every time. Man, he knows what I'm talking about. But he has that type of build to him, which is like jacked, very like old Japanese sumo wrestler type guy, and always like you'll catch him like catching fish with his bare hands, like
it's very the man.
Very, yeah. He like in Japanese culture, this guy isn't the Chad though, but like
He's the man.
But it's old school, so it's not very like westernized at all. Like he's not skinny at all. He's buff, tall, and strong. And so he falls in love with my opinion, the second best looking sensei, which is like a short stack, big boobed. What do you call it, sensei? Really, really good. Very, very spicy. Very nasty. And then the last one is the real winner because you have this otaku guy who's like the Goldilocks. If you're like the first two were kind of like either too short, too tall, or like lacking. The last two sensei is just right. Yes. Beautiful silver hair. She's like part Russian. And she's the school nurse at the school. And I believe a certain YouTube video says it perfectly. She had a couple of longest.
What?
A couple of bahonkers.
Bahonkers. I heard you say the longest, and I'm like, what?
Like for any of you who know what I'm talking about, you get bonus points. Which video I'm talking about? Let's just say it's just a very short, boob-oriented video.
Okay.
But it's very fun. Common anime tropes, I think, is the name of the video. And so that one was it's really cool because it turns out not only are the kids friends, but the second sensei that I mentioned and the third sensei I mentioned happen to also be friends with the first sensei. So you have a group of friends essentially dating the group of friends of the senseis, and so they end up at a school trip at the end of this at the end of the like season 1. And they realize like, holy crap! He's like, I was keeping this a secret until they basically, because they're still students when this is happening, and it's like, I didn't want you guys to know that I was dating a student. It's like, oh, I didn't want you to know that I was dating a student.
Oh my god! I didn't know. I didn't know.
The only one that was kind of like, honestly, like out in the open was like the
first one.
The second one, the gym teacher and the Shoda, because as I mentioned, they were like childhood friends. So even when they were around school, like she would kind of like sexually harass him as he would go through his days. But yeah, it's definitely this one. There's a lot of ecchi scenes in it. Very spicy, very nice. But definitely, I would watch this alone or with some of your more connoisseur friends, or maybe even a girlfriend if you want to get put into the mood. But like, this is definitely a good one. This one, as you can imagine, from me talking, like it was just a little bit too spicy for mainstream, and so that's why it didn't get as much love as it should have. Plus, I think it was battling with a few AAAs that had just dropped. I think when this one came out, Dragon Ball Super had they were finishing up like one of their more important arcs, and so like everybody was hooked on like Shonen at the time and the battle. So or else I guarantee you this probably would have gotten a lot more love. So
I mean, yeah, it's just weird.
Okay, so again, the anime is called Why Are You Here, Sensei? And you can find it on Crunchyroll. Everything that I'm mentioning at this time, I checked before we started the stream. At least for my recommendations, you can find them on Crunchyroll. So,
Everything's on Crunchyroll.
Rip. That's what if you want to do the right things for, or you could just be a tyrant and rip off anime.
Just bring back Toonami and fucking put it there. Make an anime version of Toonami that lasts more than 4 hours. Fucking ass.
Or just don't do reruns every freaking.
I know.
We go 3 episodes and send it right back to episode 1.
I hate when they do that. Freaking Canal 5 did that. You watch Dragon Ball Z, goes all the way to the Frieza saga. Oh my gosh, Goku became Super Saiyan. Woo! Reset! All the way back to when he was gonna fight Raditz. And then Vegeta comes in, and oh my gosh. It's like freaking, they don't even go to the cell.
No, they do not. Alright.
When they did, it was awesome. Because then you're like, yeah, we're continuing.
Finally, progress. Like, I thought my kids would have kids before we get past this.
I think they still do it to this day. I don't know. I haven't checked that channel in a while.
Rest in peace, all the people who died waiting for the Boo Saga.
It looked
Well,
like it was a Boo Saga.
Let's go ahead and continue on. So that was my number 2, and I promise you guys, like I said, I usually am a little bit on the spicy, horny side sometimes, but the last one is going to be an actual serious one. If anything, even if you don't take my first 2 picks seriously, please watch the last one. But the same thing goes for all 3 of my friends' here's pick. The fact that Jose is even up here talking to you guys shows a couple of things. About one, that he actually gives a crap about this anime, because spoilers, Jose hasn't and probably won't ever watch Hunter x Hunter. So that if he's, I know, shocking, don't crucify him.
Why would you crucify me? I just told him it's easy to watch it.
It's a cardinal sin. But whatever he does recommend today, I really hope you guys do take a pick, because like obviously if he's prioritizing these animes, then they've got to be great. So so go ahead and hit me your number 3.
Okay, so where's my number 3? So my number 3 would be so number 3 is actually my favorite anime of all time. That's because I've watched it too many times, and I actually got the fucking DVD.
Hell
so
yeah.
I'm fucking happy about it.
This guy turned me on to this one, so I support this one.
So it's actually Eureka 7. So Eureka pretty much, but it's pronounced Eureka, and 7. So pretty much it has a lot of
movies.
It has a lot of twists in it. It really does have a lot of twists. So it has 1 season, and that season is 50 episodes. 50, not 15, 50. 50 episodes. So it's actually 1 whole season. It's so weird because people think it's a few seasons because, you know, the songs change and stuff. But it's usually just, they just do that just because as this progressing, they want to show different kind of things of what to expect or what you're going to see or who's that, what's going on, and why does he look different and all that. You know, same thing with, you know, when you actually get a new season, it's like, oh, hey, he looks different. But this is not like, oh, hey, it's totally like days later, months later. It's literally just, hey, it continues on. So the whole pretty much about it, it follows this human boy named Renton, and Renton Thurston, and so he's actually a son of a hero that saved the world, and pretty much he falls in love, like literally. As you can tell, he as many people do, like, you know, first, what's it called? What's the saying go? Love at first sight. It's like that. He literally saw this girl named Eureka, and saw her writing these pretty much. They're called LFOs, which is pretty much a robot that's being piloted. There's a human pilot. God damn it.
It's a snowboarding Gundam.
And so pretty much, yeah. Then so they're like Gundam, and they snowboard through the air through some what's it called, new elements that but there's like new elements and all that stuff. It's like almost like Earth, but slightly, I guess, futuristic. And pretty much he sees her. She has some. He's also the grandson of a great mechanic. And so they help fix the robot. Then after that, he wants to go with her, and so they go. But however, she belongs to this group of, I guess, vigilantes, I would say.
They're
mercenaries, I would say.
Mercenary.
More like mercenaries. More like mercenaries. So they do, you know, jobs for money, and pretty much
they kind of are pirates.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But the leader of the anime actually is what's it called, he has long history with the grandpa and the family, so he has a history, and so pretty much it goes on. The kid actually goes and runs away from home, and follows her and this and that because he falls in love. Things happen, new characters get introduced, which I think is like a total of 15 people in the whole group. And they just have these crazy adventures. He's a normal kid, so he's in high school and everything. The only one that he has left is himself and his grandpa because his dad died because he was the hero that saved the world, and his sister ran away. So he's the last one left. So he pretty much grew up by himself with his grandpa, and as he's going through these adventures with Eureka and the group. Um, what's it called? There's so many adventures he actually goes through. As we teenagers went through, the emotions, the jealousy, the rivalry, and as time goes on, he also gets treated as an adult. So it's like a teenager slash adult relationship, and he kind of doesn't like it because he's also he's still a kid and he's being treated like a real adult. Where it's like if you're 10 years old, it's pretty much like Pokemon. You're 10 years old and you just decide to go into the open world with no money. You have no money. You have a Pokemon, one Pokemon that's low level, and that's it. That's all you're going. It's literally just like that, except in this one, it's like they're treating him like
10 years old. I'm an adult dad.
Yeah, legally that's true, but you're living in my room. Anyways, sidetracking. So they go on, and so what's crazy is that the girl, the robot that she was using is actually the first model of all the robots that's based on. And so, she's the only one that can pilot it. And so there's the fucking word, pilot. Piloted. And so, however, the boy did an improvement to the robot, which is known as the Nirvash, and pretty much activated it, in other words. Time goes on, they get into more rallies. He even runs away from the group, so that's a double runaway. And he goes through it. However, as he's been with this group, he's slowly changing Eureka. And Eureka, from a girl that pretty much, think of it as a perfectly groomed, white, pale skin, like almost like an alien pretty much, doesn't know anything about this world. She is like that at first. But as she spends more time with Renton and the robot and everything, she slowly builds up to be human or have human feelings. And so time goes on, they meet some villains, and the government is after them and all that. But in the end, it's a romance anime. I really love it. I still watch it to this day. I keep rewatching it, certain parts, the whole thing again. I already know what the lines are, I already know the song and everything, but all I know is that it's really good. There's some really good twists.
The ending.
The ending is
for season 1 is the best ending of any anime I've ever watched.
It gets you pumped. It literally gets you pumped.
Like, this fucker still skips it, so I will.
Well, the ending, the opening, the ending song. Okay, that. Oh.
Anybody who doesn't know, it's Fly Away by Azami Aizawa.
So yeah, I kind of skip endings and intros mainly because I still want to continue watching it. That's how I binge. I watched the intro at the beginning of the first few episodes, maybe the ending, because sometimes the endings don't really do well.
Shonen Hot from the
Shonen Hot
opening, yeah.
And then what's it called? And Days from Flow.
Yep.
And so
the soundtrack in general is just fucking
the soundtrack is really good. And so, but that's just because of me. I like to binge, and for me, kind of seeing the opening over and over again, it's like that's a few minutes I could have continued watching. Same thing with the ending, guys. You guys can kill me or whatever, but that's how I watch.
It's before you get around to truly watch it and enjoy it, and then be like, "Damn, I love this," and then that's all you understand why I hate. So.
But I mean, that's the thing. This is what I do. Like, I watch the first few openings in the beginning, a few of the endings. After that, I just skip it all the way through, and then at the very last episode is when I watch it again. So it's like not really majority that I watch the openings and endings, because I rather continue watching the anime rather than see the same opening over again. So, but because of this, Eureka 7 has different openings as you go through. Once it does change to a different opening, I watch the opening. So it's a little bit more entwined into me. But the anime is really amazing. Unfortunately, you can't watch it on Crunchyroll. You can't watch it on Funimation. Actually, you could have watched it on Funimation.
But Funimation's
so
you might be able to watch it.
Might be, but the thing is that, here's the thing. Funimation only had the second season for Eureka 7. Which is called Eureka 7 AO, which is actually based on Renton's and Eureka's son.
Yeah.
So it's future. And also they have a movie, which apparently this movie, it's not. I'm pretty sure it's not canon, because it's like a total, like, I guess, what if kind of movie, because it starts off with baby Renton as a baby and baby Odeka knowing each other since the beginning, and
Which
then,
is lies.
which of course lies, and then also the robot that they're pretty much ride together is also a baby. That it's literally like adorable. But again, it's a what if movie, um, and but I would suggest it. It's really good. The story wise is awesome. I think it's a 2006 anime, so it's really big. I really loved it. Still love it to this day. I still have the DVD. It's amazing. I watch it every so often. I think this DVD is like 4 discs
Yeah.
because it's a big anime. But I suggest it really big time to watch it. Crunchyroll might have it now that has Funimation anime, but I think it only has the second season and the movie, so I have to make sure. Check it out. It's very amazing. The romance is amazing. The sacrifice is amazing. The understanding of how it's like growing up as a teenager and all that stuff is there too. You actually get intense because then you know how the main character feels. You know how if you're an adult now that we know adult responsibilities, you now know what the adults feel and all that stuff. So you actually feel like you're even part of the crew, like you're trying to continue with the character. And also, it doesn't just follow one character, it follows multiple characters. It follows the government, the main character Renton, Eureka, and then also the mercenary group, which is known as the Gecko. And their ship actually looks like a gecko, a flying gecko, which is cool. But yeah, check it out, Eureka 7. It's spelled Eureka, and you actually spell out the word 7. Very old, very nice. Well, not very old, actually. But very good. I suggest it. Go check it out. He's watched it. I've watched it too many times.
10 thumbs up.
And so, yeah, that's my third and my favorite, I guess, my top number 1.
Side note, he's also thought about cosplaying as Renton before, so that's how much this guy loves it, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, but I don't got the good cheeks for it. And also, I'm too tall to be. He's fucking short.
Renton Thurston, capital T.
He's short. Literally, he's like, I think if you compare it, that guy's like maybe like a 5'7", maybe? Around there, 5'7".
Well, they're supposed to be kids, so it'd
Yeah.
be weird if they were like blonde.
But she's supposed to be like 5'7", maybe 5'5". And Renton is like maybe an inch under that. Which is funny. So, but the story at the end and the last episode will get you pumped. It will make you like rewatch it over and over and over again. So it's almost like Futurama. So go for it. Third one.
Okay, so this third one, I guess. Okay, I've been kind of waiting.
How bad is it?
I've been kind of waiting to do it because it's controversial. A lot of people, before I drop the title, a lot of people didn't show it a lot of love because, and I have to agree with it on this part, which is kind of hypocritical. Like, why are you recommending this to if you agree with why I didn't get enough love? It was very rushed. Unfortunately, this anime, it probably won't get a second season because they wrapped it up. It just didn't get enough showing, I guess, and you might have had the author kind of speed things through halfway. But story wise, it is to this day one of my favorite animes of all time. And I will defend against anyone for it. And I think like the whole universe in itself is pretty great. So let me dive into the world of the anime known as Taboo Tattoo.
Oh, that one.
So Taboo Tattoo starts with a normal kid who is kind of estranged, from his family slash surroundings, but he does have one really powerful connection that's with his, love, like kind of mutual love from a classmate that he's been childhood friends with. And right as things are getting to a point where he feels like he can confess and they can become an item, He's soon burdened with superpowers that he gets from a secret agency that is trying to survive, and it kind of like what R2D2 was like burdened with. He's like, "Oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're our only hope," type stuff. He's given that kind of speech where he's like, "Okay, this is it. Like, you having that power, the world government or like these people that are secretly in charge are going to be coming after you, and you're literally the only people who can person that can stop it and make things right." And as just like any sane person, at first he doesn't believe him. He's like, "Who are you people? This is fucking insane." Like, 1 second, I'm a normal kid. Second, I'm bleeding, and soon black holes are appearing, and I can, basically erase people from existence.
This sounds more than just about tattoos now. It's like it has nothing to do with tattoos.
I'll explain how the powers work in this one. So essentially, these powers stem from tattoos that are given to the user. In this case, this guy has the mark of the void, which is a one and only thing. Sometimes there are duplicates of these tattoos, just like, but this would be more of like a unique thing. Like if like the Zoan devil fruit users in One Piece, there's only like one at a time of these tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Like these, the special tattoos, like the one of the void, which our main character has. It's a one and only, and why I've spoken in a previous animes, the powers like the power of the sun and power of the void are like, in my opinion, some of the most broken powers of all anime. You can see in Blackbeard's power in One Piece. They kind of downplay it a lot because if they actually made it as powerful as it's supposed to be, the anime would already be over and Blackbeard would be king of pirates.
Well, obviously, yeah.
But
I mean, it's not like you just can't give like what's it called, like One Punch Man. You can't just be like, yeah, he's one punch and he kills everything one punch. But eventually you got to make sure that he encounters some
struggles.
Yeah, struggles with
spoilers.
something.
If you didn't got it, it looks like our boy One Punch Man might be finally fighting somebody who
actually might be kind of
get serious
like,
again.
But anyway, no, yeah, like, because you can't just give them too much of an OP power. Yeah, some of them are OP, but you have to downgrade it a bit. It's like you giving what's it called, a level 1 character like giving Link.
That's literally an anime.
No, yeah, no. It's like I know there's
an anime called a level 1 character got all these like OP.
There's a Korean with a comic that's like me as a noob. It's because he pretty much passed the Souls game kind of on game, but it came real. Anyways, yeah, it's like you can't just give a freaking baby the Master Sword or whatever and be like, go kill the boss. So
that's like.
So then the tattoos are what gives them the powers, and that's why it's called tattoo. Okay.
That's a tattoo.
I thought they were doing tattoos. I was like, I got the power of a
SC tattoo.
A super good pen that just.
Lady committee. Okay. No. So the powers from the tattoos, but before they can use the powers from the tattoo, they have to basically do a rite, which is known as the trigger. Ironically, this was happening right before or around the time Attack on Titan, like very first, like the manga was coming out. So you can like kind of be angry that they kind of stole the trigger, or angry that that Attack on Titan either took that idea or something. But whatever the case it actually is, just like Eren bites his hand like this. Our main character also bites this because the mark of the void is trigger is blood and pain. So in order to use his OP dark hole ability,
oh wow,
he has to bite himself, and sure enough, he's able to control this void power. And at first it's pretty scary because he ends up killing a lot of people around him on accident. And then it kind of evolves into where obviously now that the people who are after him actually kind of show their face, and he escapes very, very, closely. He starts losing people that are important to him, and it kind of does like a time skip. This is where we get into the rush debate, where this anime was rushed, because you could have done so much with the time leading up to the time skip. You could have done a lot of he's able to, not only is he get stronger after the time skip, but how did he get stronger? as much as we like to bash on One Piece, it's like they did a phenomenal job with the time skip when he learned hockey. That one was, I feel like it was really well done. And so, I feel if they'd done something like that, Tetsu could have been something where I don't think it ever would have garnished maybe like AAA support from like Shonen manga or something, but it could have definitely gotten like season 2, season 3, and it would be going. But basically, you get to the point where Floozy, I know it's a dumb name, but that's also probably another reason why I didn't take off to me. Bluesy Fruzy is like the main general for the good guys, the people that are helping our main character. She also loses the love of her life during the conflicts that they have over there, and so basically all they have, what was once like an entire resistance force, now becomes just those two, versus essentially the world government. After the time skip, what becomes like the world government, the secret society is taken over, and now the world's tracking them down. And so they have to, when you're in a situation like that, you can't really run around and be like, oh, I've asked you, and take like group after group. You have to head straight for the neck of the beast, and so that's what they end up doing. And I'll leave the spoiler, final spoiler of how it ends to there, but basically there's happy portions to the ending, there's sad portions to the ending, and you also I liked when talking about this, like talking about the lessons that these animes teach you. Tabuto 2 had a lot of life lessons you can, even though it was so short, you can take away, like kind of the first and obvious one is be aware of the obvious. So if you, before somebody shows up talking about, hey, you have these powers and people are after you, and you've seen it beforehand before they even show up, probably take them at their word. It'll save the lives of those who are immediately around you. Also focus when you discover that you have a great power. I know it's cheesy, but it's important too, because they do it in all these American superhero movies like Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, take that seriously and kind of like distance yourselves from those around you, and also have the courage to basically make tough life decisions when your priorities have to change. Because that guy, and instead of again, I can't spoil too much, but like instead of kind of like changing the way he was living in life, and after the fact that he knew he had the power, that the government, what would become the government coming after him and all these stuff, he was all like, not until this very important person dies does he be like, he's like, okay, I guess I can switch my priorities from being a lover boy to a student to actually taking this serious and maybe like saving everyone and myself. Myself. And so it's kind of, you could take the reason why that's something that I feel like you can take away, as dumb as it is because I feel like sometimes in life your pride will let you be too pig-headed to allow you to be flexible with what your current main goal is. It's important to have a north compass, in my opinion, but for me specifically, I know this is kind of weird, but it is my driving force. My driving force is simply to to find my life partner and to kind of raise a family in what I deem the correct way. And I use quotation marks because it's my opinion. My opinion means what? Nothing. But what do you call it?
And better too.
It's like I do just basically be better as a parent than what I was given. Growing up.
Always be better.
That's essentially. Of course, I have other major life goals. Like finishing school. Getting a house, traveling and stuff like that. Stuff to keep me going, even if and when I achieve my major goal. But that's it's basically, it tells you that sometimes in order to live long enough, or like to be able to progress as not only as a human but as an adult, uh, to where you can actually achieve that final goal. Sometimes you have to swap priorities, and sometimes in life I had to do that. Let me I always keep things honest and open with you guys. There was a portion of my life where I had to stop going to school for a little bit. Not this wasn't simply just to kind of keep myself afloat. I had moved out of the house, and I was living with my then roommate Manny, who's currently behind me now. I've long since moved out, and it was just a really kind of difficult time in my life because I was so certain that I was going to finish Plan A. Like things were gonna go Plan A, and it's like we have to do things by the book by Plan A, and it's like, and a lot of the times when you offer your plans to God or whatever being you believe in, he spits in your face.
The world spits at you, trips you.
He basically tells you, it's like, okay, next one. And so that ends up happening. But don't let it get you down. Be flexible. Yeah, I guess you said be flexible and be able to kill your pride enough to where you're able to act in the moment instead of letting your pride and inability to swap from where you are in life to where you need to be for that moment costs you the things you love. Okay. And that's where I think is the main story plot point for Taboo Tattoo, and that's kind of why it resonates with me. So the powers are cool. The people, those who live, are pretty cool, and a lot of the people who die, because a lot of people die, are pretty cool. But like, the battle scenes are intense. Like you can tell that they definitely, burned almost all of their budget on just the fighting scenes. Which, if anything, at least.
I mean, isn't fighting scenes really what people like to see?
Yeah.
Like the animation of punches, clashing and stuff. I mean, Dragon Ball Z is like that.
And the one thing I loved about Taboo Tattoo is sometimes what would have been like really cool, fun fights to see is like they purposely kill that chance of that fight ever happening by having assassination stuff type happening. So it's like it's not so much like, okay, well, this person just got a boost, and so this person, next time that they see this person, it should be a cool fight and stuff like that. No, sometimes the bad guys are actual bad guys and they have a brain. They'd be like, well, instead of letting these people like level up and gain more supporters, why don't we just go and ice them right now? Because if there was an evil organization, that's honestly what they would do. And so Taboo Tattoo doesn't live in a rose-colored world and be like in Dragon Ball Z, and be like, oh shit, Cell's holding a tournament. He's magically giving us a 1 week to prepare and stuff like that.
Yeah, Boku no Hero, huh? We can just kill these kids.
I know at any time he didn't give him years to literally get ready and to learn all of his powers.
And I don't know how they can keep failing, to be honest. I know that's how anime works, protagonist and antagonist, but can we let the antagonist win one time?
I had to happen a few times.
I'm sorry. If anything, the reason why I'm like this is because I prefer Decepticons rather than Autobots.
He would be we were talking about One Punch Man earlier. Remember, you would be like Garu.
I would be Garu.
Monsters. Okay.
I mean, to be honest, I was actually rooting for Gato in One Punch Man. I was like, dude, he's gonna be at the end fighting, and like it's crazy, dude. Gato's strong, even though he's just a mere human. He kicks S-rank people's butt. So.
Yeah, that's basically what we want. I wanted to convey in terms of the third and final anime. Once again, the anime's name is Taboo Tattoo. You can find it on Crunchyroll. It is definitely worth watching. It's the one that, without fail, please guys check that out. It's really awesome. Of course, we both gave a pretty glowing review of Eureka 7. That's his number one right there. Go ahead and check that one out. It's really awesome. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't it have a movie?
Yeah, I told you. It has a movie. Yeah. It's not canon, though.
Yeah, but
it has one movie and it has another. It has season 2, which is shorter. I think it's 24 episodes, and that one's about his son. Their son, sorry.
So it's good enough to have a movie, then it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, the movie is actually pretty adorable. It kind of, although it starts with kind of like a Russian feel to it though. which
That's
is
the
funny.
line in comments.
I mean, technically, the whole in the beginning of Eureka 7, it gives you that Russian feeling. You know, freaking industrial.
Oh, like a steampunk.
Yeah, steampunk kind of feel. Because
Yeah.
it's all robots and futuristic. There's a lot of twist endings and all that stuff in the anime. So, again, that's why I love it. Twists, connections, you know, adulthood and stuff. But in the end, it's a really good anime. And also, you find out, like, you know, some of the bad guys actually, you feel sad for them. Really sad when you find out the truth.
Also, and I feel like another plot point that you should talk about probably on Eureka 7 is just the fact that Renton, like you said, he's just a boy and he's kind of growing up, like, but throwing him into when the time where he learns about like this, like he's killing people, like it's war, not
that's the one thing I kind of forgot. Like the whole thing that's taking place, they're in war. It's a war that's been going on for hundreds of years. And I think actually not hundreds of years, few years. So this whole anime kind of takes place in a war. It's kind of one of those wars where like the North and South Korea, they're like at war still, but they're just like on standby. It's like that. They're just waiting to something big to happen.
To go at it, and I feel like the anime does a great job about talking about how Renton got infatuated, like basically saw what the Gecko State was like to people, like to rebellious people, but because he looked at it that way, he didn't really get to realize, well, if they're rebelling against the government, and the government kills people, and the Gecko State is somehow alive still, that means the Gecko State at some point needs to kill to survive.
There's like the backstory between the characters and why the group came to be, and everything. It's really big. Like again, he's a teenager and he's growing up, and he does meet some people along the way that actually brighten his horizons and make him see how the world actually is. Because again, I think it was when he was through his full 14 years of life. He's 14, by the way. Through 14 years of life, he's been living with his grandpa. Well, first he's been living with his dad, sister, and then dad died, sister died, or left, and then grandpa was stuck with him. But again, throughout that whole life, he's just been with his grandpa, going to school, helping his grandpa with the mechanic jobs, and then rinse and repeat. That's why he's also a big fan of the Gecko group. So again, there's so much intertwined stuff in it. It's not like you just look at one thing. It's not just I guess basic animes. I would say that it's just main characters, side characters. This is what's gonna happen. No, it's like there's the main character. Yes, there's this second main character. Yes. But then you get the real main character, you're like, oh, okay, cool, and then they get more involved, the others get more involved, and then it goes to the other side. It's just a lot of stuff happens, and then you start going crazy, and like then you actually start seeing how their world is. It's not like just a basic world that it's I think there's some religion stuff in it. But there's some religion stuff in it, but it's not like our religion. Similar, but not close.
If anyone does not love, they love.
Oh my god. But again, it's amazing, and it's so good. The story, the conversations he has to become more of an adult and more understanding of what the world actually is. It's like when you see what's it called? How you say? When you first got introduced to algebra and you learned about variables, you're like, holy shit, this is scary and all that. And then next thing you know, like, what the fuck does X mean? What does Y mean? But then once you get, taught, you're like, oh, okay, this is easy. Finding the x-intercept, finding out what x equals, y equals, and so on and so on. So. We're the same study, so you have to deal with this.
You guys know at this point I fucking hate math. It's like we have to do it, so.
But what's it called? Yeah, it's I would say it's a big thing. It'll take you some time if you don't have the time to binge it, but it will take you some time. It's not One Piece long or Bleach.
And nothing is nothing.
But when you watch this show, it feels long because there's just so much intricacies in it. But yeah, Eureka 7, I'm still gonna watch it. Might actually rewatch it when I get back home. All over again.
Okay, and lastly, I guess the last portion of show is gonna be just kind of talking about what values has anime kind of instilled in
So,
you, and then what few characters can you bring from a few of the animes that you just mentioned here, that it could teach, that you've brought some life lessons from, or if you want to reach to a different fringe anime.
Technically, okay, so anime, it is a good way to escape. So it's just like, people like music or video games. Anime is one of mine. It's not one of the majority. I'm more of a video game guy. But what's it called?
Can't confirm, this guy rocks the color.
So for anime though, sometimes when I just want to have just a calm day, some snacks on the side, I study too much, work too much, you just want to go home, maybe take a shower, well, not maybe, but take a shower if you actually were sweating. Take a shower and what's it called? Just feel relaxed and just sit there. Oh, I think it's. It is. It is her.
She's so happy to see it.
Yeah, she's buzzed. Okay.
Oh, cool. That's good. That's how we like her.
It's because what's it called? She took tequila and she doesn't drink tequila. I drink tequila. I'm a heavy drinker, by the way, too. Anyways, so I guess so again, anime is a really good way to just have a relaxed day, a good day just to do nothing pretty much. Sit there, be a couch potato, a literal couch potato. And then just literally sit in the dark with the light, a glare just coming all in your face. And so that's what I like to do sometimes when I'm overstressed. Even video game stresses you too much. So sometimes you just want to watch an anime. I would say the one thing that really did open my eyes is again Naruto 7 Renton, because when I watched that show, I was actually his age when I watched that show. So that's actually pretty cool that as a 14-year-old watching Eureka 7, I compared a lot with him, with what's to happen, what's to come, what's actually the real world, and what's gonna happen if I don't do anything. And just like we go through many changes, and not everybody has the same life, not everybody has the same upcomings through life with and chances. But with him, it's more like he saw that instead of just being a normal kid, going to school, having a job, or helping his grandpa, family and stuff, then go and rinse and repeat, he saw more like, oh, I want to take a chance, I want to leap at fate and see what happens. And I guess that's what I did. I became from an introvert into somewhat an extrovert. I'm not shy in front of people. I am shy when I sing or anything or dance because I suck at that. So, but
it's the voice of an angel.
Not an angel, an angle. It's a different kind of angel. It's the lower ones.
An angel Robles. No,
but it's really good. Renton, I guess I would connect with him more. I guess another one would also be Naruto, but I think that's everybody. Because again, as you grow into middle school, high school, you feel like you're an outcast. New friends, not new friends, and so what's it called? I guess that's another person I would compare to. Feeling alone, but then you want to prove yourself that you're not someone. You're like just a waste of space. Sometimes people say like, oh no, you're not a waste of space, but then, they could just be giving you a white lie and be like, oh yeah, you're not. So, again, the Renton and Naruto would be the ones I would compare to. Anime is just a good let go of everything because you're just literally just sitting there.
It's an escape.
Man, you're literally fucking a couch potato. You're cooking. You're slowly rotting and cooking as you're watching anime.
Let me get my left side, a little bit of rest.
Yeah, I mean, pretty sure. I'm pretty sure most people don't just stay in one position watching anime. I mean, if you do, holy shit.
I get in several positions. I like, downward dog.
Okay, whoa. Actually, no. I think you do. I've seen you sometimes.
Whoa, you see me do downward dog? Oh, there you can't. No.
Oh my gosh! Whoa! Sorry. Yeah. So it's a good way to escape, just like video games, just like music, just like exercise. This is just the very lazy way. So just make sure that if you're gonna do it, don't overdo it, or else you gain weight and be fat. So
F Zaddy.
yeah. So yeah. I mean, I'm not a lot into crazy anime. I don't watch too much anime like most people do, but I have a specific amount. A specific genre that I look at, and also give other animes a chance.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I wanted to bring Jose on for this, just because this is I feel like something he do more strongly in, versus if I just brought him in for a certain specific type of anime, because I don't want. Jose is a type of person when it comes to watching anime where it's not like he's a master at a certain genre like Christian or Manny were. It's more like he's a jack of all trades. Like sometimes if he's in the mood to watching like bloodshed and crazy shit that is gonna get him in trouble, which is like a Berserk or something like that.
Oh, dude, Berserk is the goriest thing. It's very sad. If you haven't watched Berserk, go watch it too. It's
and
holy shit, 6 people are watching this. Holy shit! It just went from 1 to 6.
So if you're watching this now, thank you so much for joining us. The entire live stream obviously is available to you now live. You can also watch this, on the spot. Yeah.
Okay.
Second of all, I'd also like continuing on.
Ooh, another one. Oh, this will be too much to add. But
What's up?
I know we both also we went crazy, so we do have a lot of comment in some animes too. Like for example, Soma.
Oh yeah,
Food Wars?
I'm saying like your taste is a little bit of everything, like cooking, which is a genre not many animes touch on. In general, like everybody has a little cooking, but what I mean is like an anime that focuses specifically on cooking. There's a few now, but Shogeki no Oma really like kind of
really
push the
intense.
envelope.
Shigeki, it really is intense.
Yeah.
And then Fairy Tail is another really good one too.
Yeah. I would have mentioned Fairy Tail. Today as someone I love, but as I mentioned, like in episode 1, Fairy Tail did get its time in the sun, so it does not count as Fringe. It definitely was like a shonen anime. It got the fact that it had a good run. I think for 10 years it was my all-time favorite anime.
Yeah.
And the only reason it got dethroned was because my taste changed a little bit, and I fell in love with Danmachi, which, by the way, season 4 confirmed. Let's go!
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Anime Expo confirmed it. Season 4 is coming out.
I'm insanely hyped for that.
I have to still keep watching season 2 and 3.
Yeah.
I don't think I finished 2. How did season 2 end?
Spoilers, not spoilers. The team gets bigger.
Yeah. But what's it called when they go down to the god with the the tower, and then she gets killed, right?
That's season 3. That's season 3, and then that's like halfway through season 3. Season 3 ends with them going to the village, where they're the first time outside of the empire, basically.
It was season 2 then when they went underground and defeated that big creature.
That's how it ended. That's season. The way season.
That's season 1. Right?
1, and it ends with the battle over
with the
there.
Big creature.
But they don't come back. Season 2 begins at the still underground over there, and then they goes from there, and they Bill unlocks new powers, even more than just his OP power. By the way, one of the coolest parts of Bell is the main character for Danmachi. By the way, I've already told you guys. He has the power of the Argonaut, which is basically any battle that he should lose, on paper. What do you call it? He gets to one shot thing, because the way his power works is like the Argonaut is the story of a boy who wanted to be a hero, and so the gods blessed him with the ability to overcome any obstacle out of his way in order to save those he wanted to protect. And Bell's Kun It's a very playerish thing because, and he kind of even admits it. The whole point of becoming a hero was because of his perv granddad, who says like, men and it's like men should protect women, and he's like, so I can meet women by being strong and being an adventurer. So that's actually I know it's very chauvinist beginning, but I swear to God he does become a more balanced human being.
He didn't take it like literally like like a perv. He took it like, okay, I will, Grandpa. He actually took it to heart, not like freaking to his.
It's great. But yeah, I mess with the anime a lot. It's unfair, and I am super excited for season 4 now. Also, and to Manny's credit, I will be buying the light novels so I can see how it's actually supposed to be.
What about Goblin Slayer? Never mind. We were taking too long.
Goblin Slayer's not Fringe. It's mainstream though.
No,
like,
no,
as horrible as it starts.
I'm not saying it's Fringe. I'm just saying there's also the novels for Goblin Slayer.
So
you have the novels, right?
Yeah, Goblin Slayer is pretty popular.
You have the novels, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to probably read that.
And so,
continue.
But we're getting a little off to the whole thing was like what lessons we could get from the characters. I think I went on for a bit about the lessons that I learned from the main character for Type of Tattoo. Just kind of being flexible, be ready, be willing to switch up your short-term goals in order to continue to be alive and well for your long-term life goals.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that inability to be flexible does have some real life costs. I know, for you ladies. Going straight to hell for that one. Okay, no. But another one from the thing is I can't really get life advice from the second one. Why are you here?
That one no.
Other than just be open to new possibilities.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. No. The Wagnaria, I think, is really important. And actually, for those of you who are newer to the channel, I lost my father a little under 2 months ago. And one of my biggest things about my father passing is I kind of got off easy because I know a lot of people have a lot of inside turmoil when they lose a father or a mother or a loved one, because they'll either leave on a bad note and won't be able to reconcile before that happens, and they're kind of just stuck eating that guilt for their lives. I got very fortunate enough for me and my dad, as all my roommates and my friends can attest to, did not get along very well. Me and him were very distraught for a majority of my life, and we were just just always butting heads, always about anything, and nothing was ever good enough, and it was just kind of a rough family life. But I'm very happy that about 3 months before he passed, we kind of reconciled, we cried, we hugged, and we got to a place where we could actually talk to each other, not as just father and son, where he talks down to me, but kind of as equals. And that helped a lot in terms of just being able to deal with the loss. And it got so that's a pretty good life lesson to learn from the first one. Wagnaria is being able to deal with family problems and kind of juggle life at the same time, because earlier in the show I was mentioning that the main character is dealing with his 3 older sisters who are successful, even though the second one is a bum. But she's still financially well off, and dealing with the social pressure from the families and the upward pressure from the
She says you're a bestie too, by the way.
Oh, now I feel bad. No, but
you can have multiple besties.
And so it cheapens it.
Oh my, it cheapens it.
And so I don't want to be in the same league as Manny. Not sure. And anyway, so no, but like I said, it just learning to balance family life when the stuff bad stuff happens, like the really bad stuff, and to be able to kind of take a look in and keep on ticking is important. So,
Hell yeah.
that's the lesson that we can learn from Wagnaria. And again, please do watch that one's really fun. It's a lot lighthearted than the first two. I mean, the second one's edgy, but like the third one's pretty dark. So if you like dark ones, that's usually I don't recommend dark anime, but that one's one I definitely recommend. What else? So
Y'all my bitches.
for certain, yeah, hell yeah.
Hey, I'm the lead bitch though.
Yeah, you're the bottom bitch.
I'm the bottom bitch.
All his side.
That's your bottom bitch. She makes the most money.
Where's David when you need him, right?
I know. David would immediately be like, "Oh, I see you." Okay, and that's good. At least it'll be watched.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but basically, I wanted to close out by saying the following. So far in our little time that we had here, and what we're doing immediately.
Yeah, she's bugging.
Yeah, of course. But we love you. Anyway, this was took a lot of work to set up. So please, guys, smash the like button right now, because as you might have seen, even now or earlier in the live stream, we had a lot of technical issues setting up. The Wi-Fi is not amazing at all at this place. I'm currently rigged up with the same phone that I'm using to stream the Anime Expo, and you all know how that went.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. And so I really want to kind of just share that this important parts of my life, because I didn't do it in front of the guys, but earlier last night I cried myself to sleep because I was just so happy. I'm finally here with the people that finally understand me, and anime is a huge part of this, not only of this channel but my life, and it brings me a lot of escape, like we talked about earlier, and it's kind of a way of me kind of coping with reality, and it kind of allows me to process things in a way that makes sense to me. And so I love each and every single one of you who tunes in every time. You guys are amazing. You kill up the support. And we're going to be giving out little cards out tomorrow, so that hopefully we get a little bit more larger community.
Oh, look, there's Koa.
No problem, bro.
You can rewatch it.
You can rewatch it. Trust me, you probably would have wanted to rewatch it anyway, because there's a lot of technical issues that ended up happening. So don't worry.
So now we're in almost 2 hours in total, I think.
We're an hour and 37 plus maybe 15 minutes of technical.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn internet.
It's like.
Yeah.
No, we're glad you have. I will be doing some
Arc Nights is a new event, bro.
Arc Nights tonight though, so don't feel bad about missing this. You can always just watch it in your own leisure, and plus, I in a way I kind of like people watching on YouTube after the fact too, so it's cool. That way you guys can comment and like on that. Some closing statements that I want to make. First of all, I got this shirt that some of you can see now. Right over here. This I got from the convention. And I got this cool little tumbler that I've been drinking out of the entire live stream that you might have seen. And of course, some nice you can pause that back later if you want to go see what that was, but everybody else here had a lot of fun too. It means a lot. My friends are extremely busy people, and the world is changing. Our lives are changing for the best, for the better, I hope. And all I can hope is that they'll join me again next year when it's time to do this, and we'll all be a little bit better off.
What?
What?
What? Do what? That's one down. That's right. I sneezed.
I still love them. Okay. So like y'all will join me next year at Anime Expo when it comes,
no problem.
Comes through. No matter where we are in the world or what we're doing.
Well, at least next year my wife will be with us.
It's true. Hopefully, if Nilsha's filling up to it, no more weddings.
Oh, that's true. Also, yeah, we'd have to make sure that we have PTO for it.
But that's we'll get it done, and hopefully by that time, me and this guy, programmers.
Oh yeah, and then this year we're gonna be playing Call of Duty.
A lot of fun stuff happening to the channel too. First, the giveaway. I've already linked my Twitter in the bio of both this video and all the videos that have been the last couple streams. So go ahead and click it. It should read to you guys the Otaku Natsu's Twitter. There you're gonna find the official information about this giveaway that we're going to be doing for the $50 gift cards. There's going to be 2 different giveaways. So it should be a lot of fun. You guys have 2 chances at winning the $50 gift card and or your choice of in cash if you're nearby. One of my friends,
Hi Koa.
No, like dead ass. A few like I think one of the 2 winners last time, the very first winner of the channel was my friend Christian, and I ended up giving that guy cash because he preferred it. So that's but that's just that's a 1 in at the time 1 in 20 chance. So depending on how many people join our family, the chances for you to win are still pretty good. We're still at this point still under 30 subscribers. So there's a very non-zero chance that you guys win if you guys say you've subscribed and to both the YouTube and the Twitch, mind you. And and of course follow me on Twitter to any updates on that. It's gonna be probably, in case I work that day, we'll schedule the stream to be one of our usual times, like maybe like 11 or midnight streams, just to make sure everybody that normally pops in can pop in. And we on a stream like that, we definitely want David in as moderating. He's gonna rip us apart, but at the end of the day,
it's all in good fun. He's very fun.
He's actually very good at the technical. I give him a lot of shit, but he's been a very good mod the last few streams. So thank you so much to our friend David, and of course Nil for all the amazing support you've been doing. Our friend Koa, none of our live streams when it comes to Arc Nights would be possible without you. You are my light when it comes to that. Thank you so much. You've saved me countless hours throughout all these annihilations and these stories, and teaching us about the way, stuff like that. Of course, our new friend Hao. Sorry, I was calling you a dude for a long time. Thank you so much for letting me know that that's not the case. But thank you. You're awesome too. So I hope that we'll be able to play Genshin Impact when I return. That's gonna be fun. I should be after one more Genshin stream. I should be at level 16. So when multiplayer fun can start.
Multiplayer.
We're trying to get this guy. He's being a little.
I have too many games to finish. The way. Gravels the way.
Manny. And Nelson's sister wants to see your face.
My wife's sister wants to see you.
She thinks you're cute.
No, it's because she has never seen you. She's only seen him. So you'd have to be like, yeah.
Such a random request.
Hey, at least you got it.
No, like it's right there. Let me refresh it. Later.
No, I think right in the middle is fine. There we go. See?
There he is.
There he is right here.
Get a little closer to the camera so she can.
Face right in the camera.
That's for too much.
Okay. She's
confused. This is Manny. This is Thomas. This is me.
Yeah. Manny's in the middle. I'm, the guy currently speaking, and then of course that's your hubby over there. So. Okay. But yeah. Other than that, so I told you about the giveaway. Yeah. Anime Expo, guys. Tomorrow. If you're watching, it's tomorrow. I'm gonna be live streaming that as early as when the doors open. That should be 10 to 10:30. I might start at 11, just because what I don't want happening like last time is I started the stream, JMG joined the chat immediately, And then we went to security where like there's a little shit that like fryish stuff, and it immediately shut down the stream.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ended up spending an hour and a half waiting for stuff at the merch shop. So even though it was great and we got a lot of cool photos, that's not the type of experience I wanted you guys
Is
to.
he like a guy from TV? What guy? He looks like an actor from TV, she says.
There we go. And so it should be a lot of fun there. I will be buying a lot more stuff too, so hopefully we get there. If you guys are interested in gaming at all, which if you follow me, you are obviously like unless you just like watching a chubby Mexican guy fail at everything, which I know you do, Koa, and you do this.
Ko and I have the same kind of comedic relief. We like to see people fail.
There's going to be a huge focus about next tomorrow is going to be not just the last half of the exhibit hall, but the actual entertainment hall, which actually stays open longer. So we're going to be sure to clear up that as well, along with the other hall. Plus, if any of you, like my buddy Manny, like any of the FGO, that's Fate Grand Order for those of you who are plebs. Is it new anniversary or no?
Fifth
anniversary. Sorry. And they're going to be doing some huge event at 3 p.m. PST. It should be at the exhibit hall, though, right? Or we were.
I think so.
Yeah. So you'll definitely want to pop into the stream then for any fun, or you can just watch it back on the playback, which in a lot of ways is better for some of you. But I do always love talking to you guys.
Oh my gosh.
And so I can't wait. Oh, Arknight's booth. I confirmed there is an Arknight's booth. So Koa, it looks like there's a strong chance I will be able to get you an Arknights related gift from.
Yeah,
Arknights.
Woo!
I won't spoil it. You'll have to watch the stream to see what it is. If not, it'll remain a secret until the next time we stream. So
yeah.
All right. But I want to thank. Sorry, I'm gonna say.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. I want to. I'm just milking it. No, I'm just kidding. No,
I'm milking the
sweet view. No, I'm just kidding. I want to give a huge thanks to my friend Jose, aka Hubby, aka the Mac Daddy with.
I'm not his hubby, okay, so don't get that wrong.
That's right. Oh, there
I'm not gonna touch on that.
Exactly.
On the side, we're all a little side piece in his army, okay? And so as David will attest to. He's our steak, we're all just mac and cheese.
What the fuck?
Manny can be green beans, okay? He can be green beans. Okay, no, we're just, it's like, damn it, pride's over. Okay, no, but... I just want to thank him for being on the stream because obviously my friends' times are very very short. I want to thank Manny for being on the stream last time. It's tough to get him to do anything, but when he does show up, it's always a lot of fun, especially the Mario content. I know you guys like if there's one thing I know does very well on this channel, it's every time me and Manny play Mario Golf or Mario Party. That is so much fun. It just you like me. Watching each other's watching each other tear each other's heads off. Also, the Legacy Lounge that we did with you guys did it very well too. The 1-on-1 via Jigsaw and the 1v1 via the Darth.
It's not even Jigsaw. It's just you play.
And so, I planned on filming a Legacy Lounge episode while we're here. Hopefully that gets done. If it doesn't, then. We'll definitely do it back when we're in San Diego, maybe a couple days from now. Because
we're gonna go home late.
We get home, and to be honest, like we're friends, and we're gonna be friends, hopefully for the rest of our lives. But it's good to we make sure that we detox ourselves and make sure that we give time to rest and refresh. Because Magic can be kind of a rough game when you're just playing in the same pod over and over again, and tensions get high. Sometimes I think of after last night. Sometimes I thought of smothering Manny while he was sleeping. So
Ooh, we should try to do the next hell stage.
Oh yeah.
Dead Space.
Okay, so it looks like
Yeah.
these
First one.
These two guys. It'll be up to Manny to give him final approval since it is his namesake. But we'll end up doing the next episode of Manny's Hell Stages whenever Manny has some time. Probably maybe a week or and a half from now when he has some time. So.
That's gonna be fun, dude. You hate things like Dead Space.
So.
And Dead Space is gonna.
Or it could be Mario's Toadstool Tours or something like that. Either way, both are great choices.
Elden Ring was fun.
Elden Ring was garbage. Elden Ring
90% of people love this
maidenless
game.
hoes.
If it's Mario Golf, I guarantee he'll rage.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
And if it's Dead Space,
You know, I'll leave it up to.
I think Dead Space will scream. That's what I'm guessing. Because again, he doesn't like scary stuff. So
depends which Dead Space. Like I
the
said,
first
the
one.
first one is like slow-paced horror.
But that's why. That's the thing. He's gonna be on edge.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's the best kind. You're on edge, and usually sometimes nothing happens.
Also, special shout out to those of you who make this channel possible. We already mentioned about Ko again, obviously. My friend Angry Raichu, who's a regular on this channel for the MTG content. We miss you, we love you, wish you were here. And the same thing goes for You're Not Foxy, one of the co-creators of this channel. Thank you.
mean, I thought it was F.U. Foxy.
You're Not Foxy.
Oh, You're Not Foxy.
And so, okay, Adam, you are a huge part of this channel. You still are. The new banner that's going to be coming out on the channel soon is designed by him, and you guys see my logo right there with the curly hair. That was designed by my buddy Adam as well. So he's a great artist. His link is still on my Twitter. You can follow him on Twitter, still at You're Not Foxy, and he's a great artist. He does commissions. So if any of you are in the streaming community, which I assume you guys are if you're here, you can get your logos or any banners you've done for him on the cheap. And it's really high quality. He's a great artist, guys. So. Alright, I've talked for far long enough. And it's like some time.
It's like a podcast now.
I mean, that's what it is.
Okay, cool.
But thank you guys so much. We, like I said, really strong chance for the Arknights content tonight. We'll see how that goes. If the signal's going nice,
he's gonna suffer because I already passed the stages.
It's gonna be.
That's fine though.
If we do Arknights, it won't be doing the Annihilation. I think I'm gonna be doing the event.
Oh no! Do the event, dude.
tonight.
Do the event.
And then we'll do just the regular things. We'll do if we end up passing the event super quickly, then we'll try a few of the challenge for it. Because I just don't want it to run like crazy because we do have to get some sleep for tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long day, but very fun
walk
day.
Too many times. Our
And
legs are gonna
we
crack.
even bought painkillers for it, so
You bought painkillers.
it's
Walk
gonna be
through the
fun.
pain.
So hopefully you guys can join us for the Arknights in a few hours. So this is gonna be your boy Dio Takanatsu. Ara. Sayonara. Hope you're there, Ko.
Yeah, he's there. Yeah, the event. Woo.
And we're out.